what it's about to happen is it's about to start echoing for me, and I'm gonna have to like be like, oh man, I gotta close.
It is now live.
There we go.
We are live.
Fantastic.
Somehow we are live. And I hope Maya will be coming by at some point in time.
I saw my in chat, so
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So that was pretty wild. We had some pretty interesting physics going on with Ken
the guy,
Wheeler.
the
That
guy,
guy's really annoying.
he's so annoying. He's such a pompous. He ah. He's an asshole and he's a jerk and he is so arrogant and so much Dunning Kruger in all of the everything. And but his patter, he has this patter and people get into it. They get into it and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the whole it's just a bunch of sciency sounding stuff with absolutely no anything
Content.
behind it. It's just so silly.
Yeah,
You know,
hey
hey
Maya.
Maya.
Like I joke with the it means nothing thing, but it's not a joke. He's completely vacuous with almost everything that he says. And it's the impressive ability to link all of these polysyllabic words next to each other in ways that to a layperson are not necessarily immediately obvious how they are wrong. You don't have to be very informed before you catch on, though.
And the guy's got a gazillion subbies. I'm sure that there are plenty of people that are basically there doing the same kind of. Let's see what the kind of crazy ass bullshit this guy's come up with today. Going through doing the same sort of yucky thing. But what's scary to me is how many people actually think that stuff's for real.
Yeah, it is. I think a lot of them. I think a lot of them are harmless, but every so often you'll get like a Marjorie Taylor Greene, and they'll find their way into Congress. So
maybe
yeah,
maybe she's
scary.
one of his chief researchers.
because
Yeah, she's dangerous. It's annoying.
yeah, yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, if anybody wants to jump on in, I don't know.
I think I just threw the link in the chat. Sometimes I can't tell what the hell I'm doing, but
yeah,
it's in there. All these people scared.
Don't be scared. It's okay. As long as you're not gonna be spouting Nazi rhetoric, you're more than welcome.
Oh, yeah. Please don't do that. I mean, I'm a little tired, but like, I'm always ready to cuss out bitches. Hey, Big Bag Mama.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a while. Well, I haven't been on here in a while. It's been a really long week. It was a employee appreciation week. So, girl's been busy.
Yeah, I would bet. That would.
So, is there any new revelations in space laser science technology?
I feel like I should have a snappy response to that. And I got nothing.
I even asked you about what you've done all year. I would think in like 6 fucking months, like you would have like discovered or affirmed something.
Well, we've taken some pretty exciting. Hold on, let me check my email. We've seen some pretty exciting. I'm not going to show them because that would be irresponsible. But we've got this project to do some three-dimensional imaging of a cloud of ultra cold atoms, and so a few weeks ago, me and one of the grad students sort of got the kind of big money shot kind of thing that we were trying to get, which was we made a bowl of atoms at the bottom of our trap in our vacuum chamber, and then blasted a hole through the middle of them, and it turned out real nice, and then imaged it from this like sort of disco ball like mirror thing on the other side, but concave, not convex, to try and have all of the different little images from all the different angles be used to go through some sort of machine learning algorithm and hello Beck and recreate.
I was waiting.
the three-dimensional thing, and then we'll have like we'll be able to like go. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome because we're going to be able to look at 3 dimensions.
That is awesome. Titan says you're
wait.
creating sustainable fusion tapioca weasel.
Titan, that is not my field. I am as low energy a physicist as you can imagine. I'm Jim Bush over here. Okay.
Hey, wait, nobody's as low energy as I am. I've been clinically depressed for 8 months, buddy. You can't beat me on. Oh, never mind. Wrong thing. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I've been okay. I've been in remission for a few years, but before that, yeah, no, I haven't.
Damn, I pissed off. I pissed off Maya. She ditched. What the fuck?
Nah, she ain't.
No.
Sorry, wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
See, she just did it again.
It comes and goes.
There it goes again.
Oh, wait. Come in here. Add the stream. Come back. Come back.
Stephanie kicked
Baby,
me.
come back.
Holy shit.
I did not.
No.
Did not. But anyway, I don't see how you can be working with anything with dimensions, seeing as there's only one. There can be only one. There's only one dimension.
No, that was said a few times, so it must be true.
The thing is, if you ask me what is a dimension, there are at least 2 completely different but vaguely related things that you could be talking about, and 3, although 2 of those are kind of the same idea. It's not a straightforward concept.
Look, no, dimensions are the higher planes through which your soul travels on the way home to Soul World.
Yeah, okay, go play in traffic. But yeah.
Soul World. You know, I love you just a little bit more right now. Just because of that. It's true.
Look, I mean, you know, like heaven, nirvana, like Soulandia. I don't know what to call it.
Well, since it doesn't exist, I don't know what to call it either.
Spooky's not about the weasel. Spooky wants you to kick the weasel.
Kick the weasel.
Nobody likes the weasel. Terrible.
That sounds like a fun game. Kick the weasel.
Do you go pop?
Hi, Reggie. Okay, I'm catching up.
No, you want me to pop off, get me started on Flat Earth, then I'll pop off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. So we started our Sunday series to keep him from harassing flat earthers.
Oh, no. I scheduled a conversation with one for next Saturday.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
Oh, cool.
Pop off about flat earthers, because like I know you've been holding it in for like a good 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, no, it's great. So
That's a long time.
I have a particular, I have a particular argument of flat earthers that I really want to engage with and discuss with one really deeply, right? Is this doing it for you, Beck?
I'm ADD. You lost me after like the fifth
Yeah,
word. I was just
baby.
concentrating on nodding my head after that. I didn't even know what you
Can a
said.
gas exist next to a vacuum? The answer is yes. And I
Yes.
can show you and I can prove it. And flat
Oh, I
earthers
know.
are like, the answer is no. And they're also like, a gas always expands to fill. This is a hill that I will die on because I can prove it. That I can show you a gas being held immediately next to a vacuum without any solid object in between, because that's how we cool them and trap them in our experiment. And I can show you that when you have a cold enough gas and you release it, it does not just expand to fill its environment, it falls to the bottom of the box it's in. And that's cool.
Makes sense.
And if I can convince you of that, then suddenly you understand that, like, okay, I understand how like a gas could be kept down on a thing. Like, I understand it is possible. And so it's like a very particular niche issue that I want to have like a very in-depth discussion on it, because I'm weird. I'm sorry. All right.
So where is this conversation going to take place?
I don't know. I need to clarify that. And I actually don't even know if it's going to be recorded or not, or if we're just going to be chatting. I hope at some point maybe.
What the fuck? Like, what's okay? You got to at least record the conversation, and then comes the point where you badger him into letting you air it because it makes him look so bad. But like, it's going to take some prodding because he's going to know that you're making him look so bad.
My intention is not to make anybody look bad, though. Like,
I mean, you don't have to have that intention. It's a fucking flat earther.
Yeah. I'm not going to dishonestly sit here and be like, no, you're wrong, because yeah. But it's just, I don't know. I don't get it. And maybe I will understand it a little bit more after talking with him. But like, it's yeah. So it'll be interesting. I find it so fascinating. It's so fascinating.
That is weird. Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on in like where Brian Stevens is from, but like anytime you learn about a vacuum, like one of the first things that should be out of the teacher's mouth is that vacuums don't suck. They just don't. Like, everyone who has ever like learned about a vacuum understands, maybe not understands what actually happens, but like sucking isn't really a thing that happens.
It's the absence of stuff. If you don't have anything there, you've got a vacuum. Like, it's
oh shit.
It's not rocket science.
It's not. It's earth science, which is where I learned it, which I learned in fucking middle school. It is earth science, not rocket science. It's not hard. But Brian, I love you. And I'm sure your sister is equally as smart and funny and, all the things. I affirm her as a human being. I just wish she would take one science course, any one science course. That would be insanely helpful.
Yeah, no. Is this? Oh. Yeah, no, I didn't read the message in particular.
No, you don't have to. I fuck around in the chat because that's where I live. Oh, and also, it was Spooky Bed Hair's birthday at some point throughout this week, and I forget because Spooky celebrated his birthday in like 3 different days because time zones. So happy birthday, Spooky. And your secret of coming out as a straight but fucking non-gay man is safe with me, because that's how that works.
Straight, hold on, what?
No, we decided that Spooky's going to try gay sex as a straight man.
I would try.
All right.
Well,
Anal play is a
probably.
thing, so
It's a thing. It's totally
There's
a
a
thing.
time and a
Do you
place for
think all
everything.
gay porn is done by gay men? Like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Also, my brain is kind of mush because I didn't drink enough during that last stream. So I'm going to go find a cup to fill with the hard shit. And Nitty's going to do some talking because, and possibly back because they haven't been
Whoa.
talking a lot.
All right.
So you guys have
Okay.
Yeah,
fun.
that would be
You gotta
wise
drop.
because I need to refresh as well because I'm taken away.
All right, everybody.
I've been
Drink.
Well.
been exercising with this bagel for so long, you know. It's
Nitty.
I'm
If
packed.
all else fails, we can talk about flat Earth.
oh please no.
Oh, come on.
That's the
Come on,
thing.
Nitty.
That's the thing. I'm probably like, not that I believe it, of course not. But
Oh my God, Nitty.
it's like
Don't do this
one of
to
the
me.
things I'm most unprepared for is talking like hard sciences. Like, if you
Well,
want
that's
to
fair
talk,
enough.
if you want to talk the Bible and
Yeah.
maybe general history, you want to talk cults, you want to talk
That's fair. No, that's fair. I
weird
respect
human
that.
relations, you got it. I'm your man.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, so-
But so it is my opinion, and I feel like you probably would agree with me, even if you necessarily wouldn't be able to necessarily go and quantitatively defend a position at the
Right.
drop of a hat. I mean, that's kind of my ball game. But in my opinion, all you need to know that the Earth isn't flat is an understanding that light goes mostly in a straight line, a knowledge of what the night sky looks like generally,
Right.
and a furrowed brow. You just need to think about it for a moment. Because you'll realize, wait, you can't see all the stuff at the spots that they are
Right.
if the Earth's flat. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, Titan's referencing how sometimes when I live stream, inevitably I end up talking about the Bible and penises. Which
but they're extremely.
I think that's what he
they are
referenced.
age-old topics of astonishingly universal relevance.
Totally. It never stops.
I want to talk weasels.
I love me some weasels.
There you go. Spinner with weasel. There's the weasel. Goes pop.
You better not be popping my weasels.
I don't know.
I'll
It's just
pop you.
totally random, you know. It's whatever.
I don't know. Weasels are adorable, though. Like, they are. They're cute and carnivorous and
Why that thing is called a weasel, I do not know. But
I didn't even know in exactly which part of it was the weasel. I was like,
the spinning wheel, you see the spinning wheel and the
Yeah.
bobbin. The bobbin feeds onto the weasel. The weasel collects the yarn.
Did you follow that, Nitty? Because I didn't follow that. I don't.
Do I need to show you the weasel again?
You need to show me the weasel again, okay? I cannot. recognize my
Well,
people.
I'm getting close to needing to squeeze the weasel, but aside from that, you know, it's like have another cup of tea or something. It's like, hey, hold on.
Well,
What's
I mean,
going on? I leave
Stephanie,
for just a couple minutes and I come back to this. What the
take
hell?
me to dinner first.
Slap him on the ass and call him sunshine or something.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Nitty.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
All right.
How are
So
you?
there we go.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a
Glad to hear it.
It's been an interesting day.
Oh, dude, I can't even tell you.
That right there.
That right there. I don't see your cursor.
The right part is the
Yeah.
weasel.
Oh,
The left
Well-
part is a spinning wheel. That's what it says.
Right. That's the weasel. Right there.
Yeah, but her right or my right?
That's the spinning wheel.
No, I'm
That's
right.
the weasel. On your right, as you're looking
Why
at the
is that
screen,
called
the
a-
thing
why
that
is
is
that called
collecting
a
the
weasel?
yarn is the weasel.
Why is that called a weasel?
I don't know, because it goes pop.
Does it go pop?
It does.
Stephanie said it goes pop. How dare you question her?
It's been a
Stephanie
long
is
time
a
since I've
liar
seen one
and
of
a
those. I don't
scoundrel.
remember.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Enough weaseling. There's weasel
There's-
words.
Never
weasel
enough
words.
weaseling. Weasels are highly adored creatures, and our association with deception and trickery is libelous and to be rejected. So don't you try and weasel out of that one. But
Ouch.
Oh, hey, Arrow's here.
Oh shoot! I'm in the wrong stream. Oops.
Oh
That's
no!
I'm so I need to know
Whatever.
the context.
This-
Okay, what's going on? Like, we need to figure this out. What could be the cause of that train of thought? Which stream?
I don't
You know
know.
what I
Did
mean?
Ariel just leave? Holy shit. Talk to you later. What the fuck?
I don't know. What
Yeah,
happened?
because
Literally.
they were in the wrong stream, and now I want to
Hanging
know
out
what
with the wrong
stream so
people.
that we can rate.
Yeah, what stream are you on? This is a terrible
Yeah.
stream. Get the hell out of here. What do you say? I'll get
We
out
don't
of
know
here
what we're doing.
and go
We're
somewhere
just
else.
Oh, I thought this was a good one. I'm in the wrong stream.
Yeah, no,
Didn't see how you
terrible
losers.
taste back. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, that's how it felt. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Just saying. That's how it felt from up here.
Yeah, well,
All right, Nitty. Yeah,
could be worse.
you did a
You
stream
could be streaming
yesterday,
live.
not today, right?
no. I did one today.
You did do one today. Okay, I
I
apologize.
was all pissed off.
What happened? I missed
Ooh,
it.
do tell.
Oh, you popped in.
Was
for a
that
hot minute.
that was just? I think that was
Mikey,
yesterday.
Damn it.
This happens to me.
Mikey.
So
What's up,
it
buddy?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I
So
totally
this
forgot
morning,
what happened.
That might have been today. Yeah, you were pissed off because there were Christians who like to go to church and talk about Jesus-y shit that and then they allow like people to like be killed and ridiculed and harassed and marginalized.
yeah. So
and-
yeah, the basic
yeah.
premise is like, imagine the U.S. as a house.
Cheers.
And people for decades, centuries, whatever, have prided themselves on how we're a unique and special democracy, and democracy must be upheld. And we don't want fascist dictators or the evil commies coming to take everything over. We're gonna take our stand and make sure that never happens, right? Everyone should be on board with that. Everyone wants to build since forever. Everyone's wanted to build that house.
Mhm.
But I'm just finding more and more news stories that we got some Nazi termites that want to eat the whole fucking house, and we're fucking infested. I'm sorry, it's the language. It's on your channel
No, we
stuff.
are.
Oh yeah,
You're
no,
right.
I don't know if you've
And-
noticed Stephanie and my stream over like the past like 2 months, but we are on the same page with you.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just keep seeing news story after news story after news story of we're like you open up the floorboard of California. Holy shit! There's some termites there, and they're Christians they're putting a noose in flyers that they want to put on cars that are anti, anything at Target. You got what was the other one? Oh. People literally flying Nazi flags saying, "Vote DeSantis, white power." Okay.
Yep.
A month and a half ago, drag story hour, like an hour and a half for me. Who was there? Oh, a bunch of flag waving Nazis. So I was like, look, guys, it's not a question of when or sorry, if fascism will come here. It's when are they going to be your constituents? When are they going to be your neighbors? When are you going to go to church and say, wake the fuck up, my friends? And some of these people are using our faith to justify their actions, to say, oh, well, Jesus feels that way about them, so we should too, right? That Luke 17:2, it's better to throw a rope around the neck of the people we disagree with than to let them hurt our kids. Right?
Is that an actual
It's a misquote. That's the whole point. Is that they're taking that verse completely out of context.
What was the
Luke 17:2, and in context, it's Jesus refuting false teaching, right? But the bigots are saying the false teaching is the trans, and so it's better to execute the trans, than let them get near our kids.
I really hate when they do that.
Oh, it pissed me off. And so I'm like, I'm done. I'm done, like, just being like, oh, all the Christians who have their happy little Bible reading channels and they go to church, and you know what they're not doing? Sharing those news stories with each other and saying, hey, that's a little fucked up. Can we like not do that? Can we maybe tell each other, let's not be that?
No, but see, if they do that, then their crutch will be taken away, and that's the church.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, check this out, you guys.
Because
Progress Only went to a church the other day for, I don't know, a wedding or something. He ended up in a church. He said over half the congregants had fucking weapons on their sides, and they had Trump posters hung up in the church.
God damn it.
Holy shit.
Not kidding you. Trump posters hung up in the church.
That's a little...
I'm not surprised because they think like Trump is the second coming of Jesus, and that's how you know you're in a white nationalist.
They think that God sent him some way or the other, but whatever.
Well, I mean, because they have deified whiteness. They believe Jesus was like a legit white man. Like in the Garden of Eden, there's Adam, white Eve, and like the King James version of the Holy Bible. I kid you not, like they are insane. Whiteliness is closest to godliness, and the rest of us can fuck off.
Can I just say one thing real quick? You know what I would love to happen if they're right? I would love for like God and everybody to come down and they're all black or mixed. It would make me so fucking happy. Just
I'm ready for Jesus to come back and take these fuckers with him. Just like
please. I hope you're right. Go. We don't want you to go.
Well, I was talking to my mom today on the phone. And she said she went to church today. And she said that her pastor said they can't believe the things that are infiltrating the church, and ended it there. And I said, Mom, that's coded fucking language. And I didn't spare her on that. I was like, they're trying to keep something quiet that they don't want to necessarily say out loud. Right?
Yeah.
What they really mean by that is the non-hetero community has something to say, and some of the church is like, okay, yeah, come on in. We want to try and do something for you. You know, the abortion, you know what? Let's not make that a big deal. You know, let our kids learn some science, right? The pastor saying that shit's coming in and we don't like it.
That's right.
It's simple as that. But when you're sitting in the pew or the, garden variety home office chair that they have in the place, you're like, oh yeah, I wonder what's infiltrated the church. Is it false teaching? I don't know. I just don't know. It could be anything. Please. I was like, it's basically a dog whistle, Mom. Don't.
It's 100% a dog whistle, and it's not to for you to be a better person. That's not the dog whistle. It's to eradicate the
Something.
undesirables.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, the heretic, the undesirable, the person
mean,
who
you
doesn't
know,
fit our definitions of Christian.
Right.
You mean the people that speak truths and are kind and advocate for each other? You're right. We don't.
No.
belong with them at all.
The trans people, the immigrants.
No, that's what I'm saying. All of us
yeah.
who advocate for each other. You're right. We don't belong with them because
Right.
we're good fucking people.
Well, there
Right.
are churches that actually just they don't say trans people. They say trans demons. Like Mark fucking Driscoll and his little mega church in Arizona.
Mhm.
He just comes out and said it's demonic. It's the Jezebel spirit. These people are demonic. They're not human.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they've done that to black people for how long now? They've always acted like they weren't human. That we're just, look, I said this to a friend of mine and I said, when, and this was like right after I came out as lesbian, right? 20 years ago. And I said, when are they going to get off our backs? And he said, man, don't you understand? You're just a new N-word on the block, except for he said it. I'm not going to. And I said, what do you mean? He said, they have to find something else to hate. So that's why, like, just
when have lesbians
people,
ever been? When have
regular gay people aren't in as much trouble right now because the new shit is trans.
Not true.
It's
not
like
true.
It was like gay people, and then they started hating Muslims. I'm not saying it's gone. I'm saying there's more focus on certain things. None of it's gone.
They're focusing on this because it's where people, I don't know, they've just, I don't know, people really believe that trans people are pedophiles. And so they're like focused on this. Like, I'm like fighting with people every fucking day on YouTube comments and Twitter because you don't get to be a Nazi. And like, I just let that shit go. Like, I never not have time to fight with people about this shit. And
it blows my mind because the typical child molester, is a white cis male that says he's religious.
93%.
Okay,
93%. I mean, I can't say white man, cis men or cis men. Yeah.
Yeah, but like 80 some odd percent of those are white men.
And if they really give a fuck about child molesters, then they would be talking about the stats that are clergy. Half of like the younger in age you are, the more likely the child molester is to be a family member. They don't give a shit about like pedophiles. No. They want to kill the others.
The McDuggars.
It was in the news today or maybe yesterday that the rector of some Catholic school was in the pedophile business. That's
we're all
not news, but another one.
An hour away from me is a seminary with a really huge, beautiful Catholic church in the middle of this tiny town where nobody has a dime and they're all fucking like starving to death. And that's where they're hiding a bunch of fucking pedophile priests there. And if it wasn't for the people in the town, I would just want to drop a fucking bomb on that. But they stuck them in the middle of this town full of these Hispanic people that have no money. So now they're reliant on the church. See how they do it?
No, yeah. Actually, I can't remember if Nitty was the one saying this or what, but like that's their play. Like the whole thing that they're trying to do is make Americans poorer so that we have to go to the church to for like services. And like the poorer you are, the more dependent you are on services, and to take it out of the government and to put it into the church. Like that's what they're trying to do to get more congregants. I mean, because they're just fucking evil. Like I can't preach the gospel and get people to believe me. So I'm going to impoverish you and marginalize you and make you dependent on me so that you have no recourse except to, all right, well, I need to eat. So I'll not question the bullshit.
Go to spaghetti night or whatever.
Yeah. So that you'll, let me have the things that I need to feed me and my children.
Everybody be careful.
Save us.
Hi, Dick.
A Canadian has joined the room.
All right,
I'll have
everybody,
you know.
shut the fuck up. The best dick in the internet is with us now.
Thank you, Maya. He's my
Thank
dick.
you, Maya.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Beck. Thanks
you
for having
doing,
me
brother?
over,
I
Steph.
missed your
How's it
face.
going? Oh, things are good here.
Are you
I'm
a real
on-
Canadian or are you an Albertan? That's my question.
No, I'm British Columbia all the way in the Rockies, no
maple.
less. So, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not
All right.
not a lot
As
of
long as
maple
it's
syrup
not,
on
as
our
long as it's
trees,
not
but
Canadian Texas.
yeah, no. Yeah, I'm on the good side, where the herb runs free and the beer flows strong.
I love Canada.
This is true.
And there's a little bit less genocide than in the U.S., but not much.
Not much. No. We used to sit on this high horse back in like the 70s. Oh, we're Canada. We're almost socialist. We love everybody. It's not really true anymore. Now we're just as much asshole as anybody else. It's just,
No, we still beat you guys. We still have, the mass shootings that outnumber the days of the year here and stuff. Nobody can beat us in that. That's my bragging point. I'm from the U.S., America.
Well,
Hey, do you guys know? By the way,
being
I
on
would
the
like to
East
ask
Coast,
this. Trivia.
I have a serious fondness for. I have a serious fondness for Nova Scotia and New Brunswick.
Oh, so do I. That's where my mother's from.
They're my neighbors, so.
Yeah,
They are,
the
right there.
Maritime Canada is where my mother's from. It's one of my favorite places to be in all of the world. It's amazing. That's where it's laid back. People know how to drink and they know how to party, but they know how to work.
Yeah,
it's a good,
party hard, work harder, or work hard, party harder. Honestly, you got to oscillate between the two.
Yeah. Where did Maya go?
No.
Phone call. She said she'd be right back. It's in the back chat, people. Come on.
I know.
Oopsies.
I know. I
don't know. I'm distracted.
This is why I don't stream. I'm what's known as a.
I did take note that on the, back to the politics thing a little bit anyway, and then we can move on. But Trump got up in his, post-indictment speech, one of his post-indictment speeches, and he said something that was transphobic and all of this, and got a big round of applause from the crowd, of course, and he chuckled a little bit and said, "You people, 4 years ago, you wouldn't even know what I was talking about, and now it's a big line. It's like that guy doesn't.
Wow, yeah.
Expose the
anything.
grift.
He's
The
just
grift. The grift.
Yeah, it's
Expose the
just
grift.
garbage.
The grift.
And also,
Sure.
like, of all of the problems with Donald
That was
Trump,
awesome, Nibby.
him being a diehard transphobe has not been like among the forefront. He'll jump on that bandwagon all day, every day, but I don't think he really gives a fuck, right?
The man who motorboats Rudy Giuliani in drag. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Spent a lot of time on the Howard Stern show. Would
he just remade himself because
orders
these
women
these people are just stupid enough
marry?
to vote me into office.
Yup. And again, I mean,
everything Trump does publicly is a reflection of his inability to get a hard-on for the last 20 years. Let's face it.
How
what do
old
you guys
is
think are the odds that he'll spend a day in jail?
how old is Barron? I guess he got it up.
Oh, he's like 17 now or 16 or something. Yeah. He's almost grown. It's been a long time.
Barron has enough intelligence to get the fuck out of the spotlight. I don't hear a goddamn thing about that boy.
Melania said that if he runs for president again, she wants nothing to do with it. She said that a long time ago.
Wow. Yep. I'm not surprised, though, because she was obviously,
Fair enough, Titan. Yeah. transphobe now. Well, yeah, he's willing to say he is at the minimum.
Yes.
I'm
Well, it's
hey,
working
I'm gonna,
for his arch rival.
I'm gonna head out. It's getting
Later, doctor.
Yep. So
All right.
I will see you all around.
Peace.
Nice,
man.
nice, nice breakdown tonight.
Oh man.
Yeah, thanks for the fun stream, man.
That was
Good.
tight. That was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully
All right,
we
see
get longer to hang out next time. Take care, man.
Yeah, see ya.
He's funny. I like his
Some
point of
people
view.
have real jobs in the morning.
Yeah, that's not me. No.
I do, but I don't
Me
think
either.
they generally expect anything out of me until like 9:30. So I only need like 6 hours of sleep, if that. So it's like,
That's not bad.
I'm
no.
depressed. I'm at 12 or 13 right now.
damn.
I'm close to Beck there. I'm doing the fibromyalgia, really feeling socially overloaded thing. And every time my phone beeps, I just want to throw it against the wall. So I turtle a lot. I'm under the covers quite often.
I farted.
probably-
Fuck it. I don't care. I'm not coming out of here. This is my safe spot. Leave me alone. That's my entire tiny house, Dick. Like, I close that door and lock it. I'm like, fuck everybody.
Yeah. Beck's whoopee cushion, bed included.
I've probably got another half hour in before I gotta go because I do have to sew tomorrow.
I don't know,
Pop
Tio.
goes the weasel and all of that. You know,
Mm.
I don't have a weasel. I don't have a weasel, and I don't have a spinning
Sadly,
wheel, but I do
neither
have a
do
sewing
I.
machine.
Sewing machine. I know how to sew. I know I don't look like one of those guys, but I do. And my
Yeah.
sewing machine bit the dust a month ago, and I am so pissed because I use it a lot for, like, you know, little things and stuff. And it was ancient. It was from my mother, and I can fix almost anything. Like, you know, electrical, somewhat mechanical. So I opened the thing up figuring that I was just going to get in there and fix it. It's like the inside of Edward Scissorhands, like, you know, with all the shit that
so
makes them move and
complicated,
stuff.
isn't it?
Oh my
It's-
God. Yeah.
I've looked at the inside. That's why I started laughing. I've seen the inside.
Yeah.
Because my mom's sewing
Yeah.
machine, something went wrong, and she had to open it up. We were like,
Yeah. If the
"Fuck, it
Terminator
has more
evolved,
moving weird shit than you'd ever."
yeah. If the Terminator evolved, he came from a sewing machine. I guarantee it.
He might have, man. I don't know. He might have. You know what's funny, Dick, is I can't sew for shit. But you guys know my brother. That motherfucker, he's got a sewing machine. He can sew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That man
Well,
knows
he
what
started-
he's doing.
He
Yeah.
started sewing like back when he was in the army and shit, though, just out of necessity, you know?
Oh.
So
I was thinking maybe he came from like textiles, like doing furniture, or maybe like car interior restos or something, because
No,
he
but he
seems
could
to
do
have
that
like
shit.
surgery skills and whatnot as well.
he can
right?
do
You know, yeah.
everything. Like literally, Dick, if someone was there just to give him a hand with the stuff he cannot physically do solo, he can just
Mm-hmm.
build an entire house by himself. And he's like, well, a couple codes might be a little off because I don't know every state. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
shut up.
I hear it. I
Yeah.
hear you.
That
He's
that
talking a lot.
that the machine I just showed you can sew through a half an inch of plywood if you wanted to.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
that kind
bet.
of shit's impressive. The torque needed to get through that. The mechanical engineering of it is, I love it. It's very impressive. Very impressive.
I mean, you got to think just for denim, you have to have one, a machine that can take it, and two, the right kind of needle, or the needle just snap. So now think
tell
about
my mother.
Now go to sail material.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
good.
tell my mother, because in 1982, she had to sew my jeans tighter, because that's what we did back then, right? We didn't have skinny jeans at the store, you fucking Gen Zers or whatever, you know. We had to make them.
Jesus Christ!
We had to
Hostility.
put our holes in our jeans with our own bleach. We couldn't buy them like that.
Yeah, Dad must have gone through 40 rounds of buckshot to rip my jeans up.
Fucking A, right? Oh my god! I didn't have to do that, Dick. You know what I did is I wore my brother's hand-me-downs that they wore on the farm, and I bleached them so they were clean again. And I wore those to school, and then my mom caught me wearing them and had like no knees, no ass left or anything. Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, it's summer, it's cool. And she's like, your ass hanging. I'm like, no, it isn't. I got Richard's shirt on. It goes down below my ass. I'm good. She's like, no.
Yeah, no. Just
I was trying to like shit in school, buddy.
Yeah, back in the day, ripped jeans weren't cool. Back in the day, ripped jeans weren't cool. They were what you had. You know.
Shh. We made it popular. We didn't have a choice.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's about the time everybody started getting really poor.
Totally, right?
You know? Yeah. Late 70s. Everybody started getting really fucking poor.
Yeah.
Vietnam was over, and all the rich people were richer, and all the poor people were fucked more as usual.
Oh yeah, everybody ripped down the picket fence because God damn it, we're turning the basement into an apartment. Yeah.
And not in the good way, you guys. Trust me. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
You can get away with being a woman without money, but you ain't getting laid if you're a guy without money. So I ain't getting laid.
Yeah, ditto. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna go to the sports bar and cheer for a team we don't like and just pretend to be happy about it. Cool. All right, let's go.
Fuck, man. This fucking world's crazy. I ain't lying.
Hey, Skeptic Haven in the show. Oh, and Nick is it. Nick is in the chat as well.
Skeptic Haven's here. Wes is here. It's all kinds of YouTube Punk is here. That's awesome.
Yeah, hey, Punk. Hey, Nick.
Carrie, all kinds of fun people.
Seeing Wes again.
The 24/7 YouTube gang.
Yeah, especially Nick. People think that Nick sleeps, but he doesn't because he's actually a stuffed animal version of Pooh Bear that's just acting to be a human on the internet. And Pooh Bear does a great job, but he doesn't have to sleep. All he has to do is, stay by his kid and keep him happy in the Toy Story way, right? Secret to be known about the End Time Show Nick there. But don't tell anybody because, I wouldn't want to do that.
Jay's in here? Right? Holy shit.
Don't bump me. It's T-shot day. That's really what I'm doing right now too.
I got there's room for 10 in this place.
I was due.
Whoop, whoop.
Nick and Skeptic Haven, grab the link there, people. Come on.
Yeah.
Even I figured it out, and I'm a useless drunk Canadian for God's sakes.
I'm not, if you're not a Nazi, come on in.
Always use Sharps containers, you guys. They keep people safe.
We should say that Beck is not a heroin addict, and this is something completely different.
No, I'm a facial hair addict and low voice addict.
Yeah.
Which makes me
you're a good-looking guy.
Lover.
We like it. Keep it up.
Just trying to catch up with you, Dick. Fuck.
Beck is exulting in gender euphoria this evening. I can tell.
Yes, yes, this would be considered gender euphoria for all of you non-trans people out there. And while we're at it, we're going to go right back to the 80s with a great hit from... I'm kidding. That's all I got.
No, but can I point out that if Beck would use his microphone properly and keep it closer to his mouth, how much better it sounds? Can I just say that?
What are you talking about, man? Huh?
Yeah, see?
Like you keep telling me every single time you tell me.
I only went to audio engineering school. I kind of know this.
I always forget, Dick. Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
forget.
You don't give a
fuck. I'm going to be like this. And coming to you live. Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Do Frank Zappa. Do Frank Zappa. Oh, come on, really?
Old, bro, shit.
Okay, I need a beer then.
My balls feel like a pair of maracas. I think I got the gonococcus. Why does it hurt when I pee?
When Frank Zappa was big, my mom was listening to Kenny Rogers and John Denver. and Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass and classical. That's what was going on in my house. I missed all that shit. And then I got older and she bought me one of those Sony Walkmans. It was Sony brand. It was really fucking nice. She spent a shit ton of money on it she didn't have. And man, somebody gave me a tape and I put that in there and I closed that and I went, oh. And then I got the next one. The first one was Hank Williams Jr.
Oh,
New
nice.
Country, right?
Nice.
The second one was fucking AC/DC. And I went, oh, I'm alive.
Back in black and everything makes sense, right?
You bet, baby. That's right.
Had to be. I do need a beer. One sec. I'll be right back.
You got it.
Yeah, well,
Don't let us take over the
That's awesome.
conversation, Nitty. You
rather
got to break
Captain
in.
Beefheart. I mean,
You guys are
seriously,
talking music that was before I was born.
This is true.
So what am I gonna
Steph
say?
does that to
Oh,
me
I
all the
listen to
time.
so much Zappa. Yeah, no. Now Queen.
You know,
I've gotten into listening to Queen and what else? Oh shit.
Scaramouche.
Yeah. The
Will
Cure,
you do the fandango?
Tango. Thunder.
Depeche Mode. Like
very, very frightening.
the like synth alternative goth adjacent stuff. I got pretty into that for a while.
Oh, like the synth, you said synth, like synthesized that shit. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like
I've heard it.
like even like what else do we listen to from the 80s at Goth Night? Now it's like, oh, Under Pressure. There was I remember all the stuff, but then Under
yeah.
Pressure, it's like, oh, I don't know.
I remember when Under Pressure came out, and I was like, wow, that guy really sounds like David Bowie. And it was. I just didn't know.
Great collaboration.
it was
You would.
David Bowie. Really was.
Yeah.
Was
A cool thing about David Bowie, a lot of people don't know, is he is the one who discovered Stevie Ray Vaughan. If you go and listen to David Bowie's Let's Dance album, that is Stevie Ray Vaughan on guitar, and that's his first record that he played on before he went solo and shit.
I totally forgot he was on that album, Dick. I haven't
man.
thought about that since I was like 17. It's like, seriously. Wow. I totally forgot that was Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Let's Dance was like my 80s night jam.
Oh,
In
yeah.
college. Like
Yeah.
I went to
Let's
bars
dance.
that would have 80s night, and it made my employer think I was gay because I'm like, I dance for hours to 80s music and it's amazing. And then his son told me, he's like, yeah, my dad thinks you're gay. I'm like,
You know what?
"Oh."
Nitty,
Thanks.
my therapist is over here
But whatever.
telling me to learn how to dance so I can pick up women,
Nick Studer,
right?
you know.
And everybody thinks you're gay. What do you think's going to happen? Everybody's going to think I'm gay. That's what I'm saying.
Totally.
Brother
He's
Nick!
77. He doesn't get it. It's not like that anymore, dude. It changed.
Everybody
Hello.
be serious
Everyone hear
now
me?
because the
We
guy
made
with
a-
the
Yeah.
$600 suit is in the room. And
This is a
No,
No, I'm
fun
sorry,
nitty
Nick.
fact.
I can't hear you at all. Can you try that again?
Are you kidding? That's a $12
Yeah.
thrift store jacket over a t-shirt that needs to be laundered. Are you joking?
I got to
Dick,
see the jacket in
you
person.
promised you wouldn't tell.
It was great.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good of yourself.
Oh, good.
At least he's not telling about the circle jerk that happened the other. Oh, I mean, never
Oh,
mind.
wait,
Anyway,
well, how'd
so
you
Nick,
find
what's
out
new?
about it? Jesus, wow, things are just getting out. You know, I spent 2 hours down off of YouTube, and
Yeah.
everyone knows everything.
Y'all
Dude,
just
it got
come
big.
and
I was all the
tell.
way on the other side. You missed it.
I
It was
told
dark.
you I told you Facebook Marketplace was not the place for streaming that, Nick. Come on.
Yeah, okay. I hate to admit it, but when you're right, you're right. Lesson learned. It's a mistake I'll probably only make once or twice total, I'm sure. You know.
Who had to eat the ookie cookie?
Oh my god, you fuckers!
oh my God, producer Wes, holy shit! Everybody's coming in.
That
Here.
was funny.
Hey.
Oh,
Whoops.
what are you doing showing
I
that
let him
face?
in, then I kicked him. Oh no!
Did you really kick him? Damn it!
Oh
Steph.
no!
There he is. There's that guy.
I know. I got an
You're
itchy
muted.
trigger finger.
You're muted, Wes. Can't hear you.
You'd think I'd learn after what 3 years?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. You
Yeah.
don't get to talk very often. We expect
Yeah,
you
I
to be
don't.
muted.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Beck.
He's
How you doing, bud?
producer Wes. Producer. It says producer
Not
right
main
there.
host,
He
Wes.
knows when he's
Producer.
fucking muted.
Not attendee.
Give me a break. Jesus Christ, Beck. Dial it
No, he
back.
didn't. He was talking. He didn't know he
did.
was muted. That's the point. Fuck.
All right.
Welcome,
So what else is
Wes.
Topic. Do we have a topic?
No, right now we were talking about 80s music, and I was gonna tell a nitty fun fact about that.
Oh, please do.
So since I was going like every week, right? Every barkeep like knew who I was, and there developed a cloud of people who knew each other, and we're all a bit weird, and we decided we're all gonna be friends, right? Because we all go to 80s night together all the time. So let's all be friends. It was amazing. And every time Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer came on, we would line up and we had a synchronized Sledgehammer dance where we would like motion hammering and stuff. It was so great. And people at the nightclub were like, fuck is wrong with these guys?
Nothing. It's Peter fucking Gabriel. Are
Yeah,
you kidding me? Yeah.
My kids like my son likes the Coal Chamber cover of Shock the Monkey.
Nice. Good job, Dad.
Yeah,
Good job.
So he's listening to Coal Chamber and Ozzy at the same time. That's great. And it's an inlet to Peter Gabriel.
Exactly.
Sven's here.
Exactly.
I heard Sven earlier. Hello, Sven.
Yeah.
It's hard to say when you're American. Sven.
I got a little French Canadian in me, so I can do it. Actually, I don't, but I did at one point in life. But it's a story I'm not going to tell right now.
Dick, did you steal my pickup? My pickup line is, do you have Italian in you? Do you want some?
Would you like some?
Who here knows who? Speaking of Peter Gabriel, who here has heard of Beardy Man?
I know the name, but I don't know why, so I would love an explanation.
So Beardy Man is a performer that developed technology all centered around making music with his mouth. So it's like those people who like are on street corners with like effects pads or whatever, and then they record a sample of themselves and they layer it, and then they do it until they actually build a song, right? Well, he made like the Beardytron 5000. So it's like an iPad, a keyboard, a vocal thing. And like, it's this incredibly sophisticated interface for him to do stuff with his mouth and then make music. Right. And he made a song called Tickle the Frog because an audience member said, make a song that's in the style of Peter Gabriel. So he made the song Tickle the Frog, and it's so good. So just look up Beardy Man, Tickle the Frog. You won't be disappointed.
All right, I'm jotting that down now.
Was it deliberately like was it in any way like Kiss That Frog, or was it a different
No,
a whole different thing?
Frog.
Okay.
And
okay.
So what he did was an album in an hour. So he had like a hat that he had collected of like little suggestions from the audience as they came in, like what should I make? Like drum and bass, dubstep, rock, what, like anything goes. And he did one on Donald Trump's wig that was pretty awesome. That it was like an alien creature that wanted to take over the planet. It came from Planet Republican. Sometimes I think those people are from another planet.
Fed off of brain waves, landed on his head, but didn't have enough energy to ever find its way off.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Nitty, it turns out that MAGA is actually a planet that's orbiting around Alpha Centauri right now, but it's about to implode under its own stupidity. So, there's that. Yeah.
Damn it. It's because they started feeding all their plants Brondo, and because it's the drink the plants love, and They ran out of greenery and
Mhm.
it's over. If you know that reference, props. That's
Very big props.
yeah.
So, producer Wes, we seem to be in music mode here. Entertain us with your revelations of the music industry.
I don't know anything about the 80s. I was there for the 80s, but child.
But just like a good 80s kid, you can't fucking remember it, right?
Ugh.
I listened to the 60s for the same reason. But tell me I remembered it. I don't know.
I got sucked into a lot of the music and culture of it because as a kid, my parents just shoved movies down my eye holes. So I was watching like Ghostbusters, the original Batman, original. I mean, Michael Keaton's
Michael
Batman,
Keaton's, yeah.
you know, with
Michael Keaton,
Jack Nicholson,
Batman.
with
Yeah.
all,
Yeah, I saw it in the
with an
theater.
album entirely by Prince. My mom was really into Prince. What else did I watch?
I can't believe Michael Keaton is back as Batman. That's trippy. Yeah.
I love the idea. I think it's great.
It's a
I
ripoff,
don't.
but
Well, I don't follow a lot of superhero stuff. I mean, do I look the type, right? So, but to have Michael Keaton do the I'm Batman again, that's all I need. That's good,
Yeah.
If Harrison Ford can pull off Indiana Jones, I think Michael Keaton would probably take care of Batman.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, oh my God.
I mean, Harrison Ford's going to be like 80 something at this point in time.
Well, Stephanie, I was watching a few old movies from Clint Eastwood recently, and I downloaded from my torrent site a Clint Eastwood movie pack, and one of them was In the Line of Fire, when he's the Secret Service agent protecting the president from Malkovich, that is the guy who's trying to kill him. And it's in the 90s, right? It's from the 90s. And in that movie, Clint Eastwood is already the really old guy that needs to retire. And he's been making movies as the really old guy that needs to retire for like almost 30 years now, man. That's really impressive,
Well, he does have something going on.
Yeah, but it's impressive. I mean, his career in the public spotlight as the old guy has been as impressive as his career in the spotlight as the younger guy, because aside from the spaghetti westerns, he didn't have a huge career until his rebirth with The Unforgiven, that Western movie with what's his name,
Unforgiven, right? Unforgiven, and the Dirty Harry series was a big thing for.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I love them. Right? Do you feel lucky?
I could never stand the guy. It was just, he was what? He was mayor of Santa Monica? Was that where he was mayor? He got into politics for a wee bit.
Yeah,
I think he was mayor
that's
of
right.
Santa Monica, and he did that. He did that ridiculous thing where he's sitting there debating an empty chair that was supposedly occupied by Barack Obama at the RNC.
I remember this now. Yeah, that's a joke, right?
Isn't he a maggot?
I don't know.
A maggot?
Oh yeah, he's definitely
Yeah. I've heard like bad things about him being.
He's always been.
Yeah.
He's always been a serious right winger. It's kind of like a Dennis Hopper type, only a little bit milder, but not too much.
The right used to not be
a lot more talented, I will say, than Dennis Hopper. Although I did enjoy Dennis Hopper and some of his stuff.
In some things, yeah, Hopper was good, but there's a lot of those that are like, I got rich from Hollywood, so I only support the rich vote now. But don't you remember being a regular human being, you asshole? I mean, sorry,
Dennis
but
Hopper was
Canadian flag, right?
Easy Rider, so.
Oh, I love that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. But
I really liked. Sorry. when I got older, I watched Jackie Brown. That's a Quentin movie. I think most people can always like.
Yeah.
Because I think that was in the 80s as well, right?
No, I think it's in the 90s, but filmed to be looking like it's from the 80s because it's got what's her name in it?
Late
Jesus,
70s,
Nick, I was
early 80s.
just thinking of you. Where'd Nick go? Did I kick you? Did my trick?
No,
No way. It was
I had to
97.
reboot.
Shit, man. All
Ah,
right,
okay.
fine, whatever. Damn. Okay, well.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, sorry, my system went down. Had to reboot the whole thing. It'll probably go down again, but it's...
Dude, I'm fighting that big time on
I
the
feel
Shills
you.
production right now. It's bad.
Yeah. Well,
This thing's running. This thing's running off of duct tape and baling wire at the moment. So you never know. Everything may just completely crash.
Poof. Stream
well
over.
then, yeah, we're in the same club because right now I'm pushing my system on the Shills production way too hard. We're hitting like stupid levels of crap, and I've got a Ryzen 7 8-core chip and yada yada blah blah and 32 gigs of RAM. It's not fair. How much do I have to fucking spend to
here
do
we go.
this?
I don't have a violin that small.
Yeah, nobody does, trust me. But you know, it's coming together. You know, we're trying our best.
All right. Now who dropped?
Not to talk too much shop, but yeah, I ended up. I went through and switched all of the video, everything that's video on the show. Switched it from the standard MPEG-4 encoding to the HVAC, the high efficiency codec. And oh my god, my CPU usage dropped by about 40%. It was awesome. All of a sudden the show's working again.
Huh.
Dude, you know what? I did the same thing recently, but into WebM. And oh my god, did I save some CPU on that one. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't touch it for anything that doesn't have a transparency. But if you have a movie file like an Apple with a transparency, switch it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I did for all my stingers and my little pop-up gags and whatnot. I changed everything to WebM, and they went from files that were like 400 megabytes and stuff to like 7.
Well, and it's how much memory is being used too, right? So all of a sudden the whole system's like running. I was just like, I remember what it's like to have a system that can run. It was an awful lot like this. It's and nobody tells you this shit. This is just something I was just like, I wonder what happens if I switch the format. And then sure enough, I was like, wow, okay. Should have thought of that sooner.
Yeah. That's funny stuff. There's
I
a lot to learn.
I work in web development, so I always have to be finding like, how do we make this shit faster? What do we do to compress everything? Oh, it looks like 90s porn that Skinemax that you're not actually
that's just supposed to
bunny ears. Whatever, it's on the site. We're good.
Yeah, as long as you're not using iframes, you're probably safe in your job.
Well, you have to iframe some things.
Oh, really? Really? I thought the whole frames thing was way out of date.
No.
Really? Okay.
Most YouTube embeds are still iframes, and that's because
really,
yeah. That's because they need to run their own tracking stuff, their own algorithm, all that stuff. And they're still able to, capture the parent browser information that's running it. So they know, like, is this connected to like a user who's logged in, all that jazz. So, yeah. And then there's other video services that you probably never heard of, but I have, because the client finds like, oh, yeah, can you use Well Dickens video? I'm like, what's Well Dickens? It's not what I'm getting. So like, no one got that, so it's fine. But
I know what you mean.
So yeah, and then there's like audio stuff, but audio you usually can direct link it, but then you might lose out on some other metrics that they want to track or whatever, like a SoundCloud embed or something, which too gets iframe. Now, the whole security mess of iframing actual sites is what you don't want to be doing. Not that YouTube or like SoundCloud aren't actual sites, but those are like trusted, secure microservices.
Yeah, right? Because you have API access. You're not talking about a site anymore. You have your hooks in a proper way. Yeah. Isn't that? Yeah.
It's more so that, and then allowing for like iframing like another website, even if it's yours, but if it lives on another server, it gets a virus. It gets hacked or whatever. They'll try and look for a browser exploit on what you're framing it on to then take over the parent window and get on all your shit and yada yada yada. Now it's gotten better with like all the major player browsers. That stuff's kind of like built in, and there's like security warnings you get and shit, and it's like, this site wants access to this. No, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's better. Yeah, but it's not the best, but it's better.
The problem is there's so many of those warnings now. I think that's why the EU doing that cookie warning is like so backfired, because now it's like everybody just checks. It's like, okay, whatever you need access to, just yes. It's sure, what is it? Fatigue. It's caution fatigue. All the warnings. You're just like,
right.
And so now it's
we're caution callous.
Yeah.
I actually had to implement a service. What's it called? OneTrust for a client of ours, and man, all this to get the service to do reporting on what the user's actually doing was a big pain in the ass. Because of course, they want to Google Analytics this thing with whatever the user selected. So I had to go through this whole goddamn rigmarole to be like, okay, where does it say to do this? And I literally had to daisy chain like, well, Google does this, but then OneTrust does that, and it sends it back to Google, and then Google does a thing. Like, I'm like, what am I even doing?
That's like trying to use 5 different adapters to make the composite video out of an iBook G3 go into a fucking HDMI TV at 4K, right?
Well, but you have to put a track in the middle, guy. You gotta understand.
Yeah.
That seriously, sometimes it's like I have to find this antiquated bullshit or do it some way that you would never do anything else. Yeah. And it's like, this is the only way it'll work. And the client's up my ass like, are you sure? Why did it take you so long? Because I had to put an 8-track player in the middle of this audio change, guy. Like, what do you want?
Oh, yes, Nick,
I'm glad you understand that.
I do get it quite a bit. I don't know the code base or anything. I could never keep up, but I understand the rigmarole due to previous life experiences in the technology industry.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Nick, just between you and I, do you want an Audio-Technica 2020 condenser microphone for when you're not on camera and you don't want to fuck around and you just need a regular mic in that package I'm sending you? Because I got an extra one if you want it.
I have no idea what that even is, but
okay, just say yes, thank you, and I'll send it.
Yes, thank you. I sincerely appreciate it. You're awfully kind. You're way too kind.
I've got extras. It's not me. It's the YouTube channel. Well, so
there will come a time. There will come a time when we just basically dial up Chat GPT and rather than have live streaming, we just have panels of everybody's an AI.
Everybody's a bot.
Stephanie, we did a show on the Shills recently about AI and stuff, and about halfway through the show I said, and if nobody's noticed, we're actually all out drinking beer tonight. We're not here. This is a show based on AI. It was really funny.
That's right. No one's here. This is
not a video with my wife about AI in general and all the like copyright concerns and blah 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 and people being alarmist that's going to get rid of jobs. And my first reaction to that was like, so fucking what? Let's all do less work. Who cares if it takes my job? I'll find something else to
I think it's fascinating that lawyers are picking up on this, right? So they're making court filings with like written by ChatGPT, and apparently there was one lawyer. This is like a couple of days ago. It's just like, well, this citation's not right, and this stuff doesn't make any fucking sense. And as it turns out, the attorney had prepared the brief using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT ain't a lawyer.
Wow.
Whoops.
In light of AI and just my personal feelings about my industry, I changed my job title on LinkedIn from senior front-end web developer to number pusher for privileged people. That's what I do. Like, seriously, who consumes my content? People with high speed internet connections, people with a ton of fucking money that could give a shit about the rest of the world, because what matters is this project, blah. It's like, I just feed the man. What am I supposed to say? You want a real job title? Fine. Check my work history. They'll give you something better.
Yeah.
But by changing my job title, I've gotten so much less recruiter spam, and it's great. Because now they don't know. Now they don't really know what
I got no idea what the hell you're.
They look at my profile. They're like, "What's wrong with this guy?" Great. See. Whatever. I'm unhireable.
Yes. What do you do?
I'm happy
a
at my
pencil
current
pusher.
job, so it doesn't
Cool.
matter. Yeah. It's basically that. I mean, I have no delusions about, like, especially in web development. My job is just a Sisyphusian boulder, right? Because some other asshole company is gonna come in and say, "Yeah, that agency over there, yeah, they made you a terrible website. We're gonna do it better, and we're gonna delete all of it. Oh, hold on, we'll get the database, but that's about it." And then sometimes that asshole is me. Oh, that company over there, they did you wrong. It's not good enough. It's not modern. We'll just take your database and we'll redo it.
That's funny, man.
Whatever.
Dude, we got to have you over on the Shills on our Friday show where we do like a rapid fire news thing. And
cool, yeah.
I pull most of the articles from Ars Technica /Dot and whatnot.
That's where you're pulling. You've told me where you're pulling those articles from, Dick. Let's not. I know where you're sourcing that stuff, but yeah.
But it suits me, right? And I always have something to say then, and I can do the host role and the yada yada blah blah blah, and pretend I actually have a fucking opinion, Well,
that's one of the sad. Yeah.
Is that a source? Chat AI.
Yeah. No, Chat AI is actually what you're seeing right now. I'm on my couch watching a movie.
There you go.
Dick, I put my my contact info in the private chat, so you can.
Okay, cool. Got ya. I'll get a hold of you. You got to come over for the 42 show. You'll have a blast. It's
great.
Fucking riot.
Yeah.
What
time do you usually do that
at? 4 p.m. Pacific on Friday.
I could probably do that. I'll just tell the missus I'm doing a show, and she can put the.
It's worth it. It'll be worth it, right? Yeah. Alamarain or whatever,
Works for
Old
me.
Star Trek reference, right? Come on.
Yeah, I always get bummed because and I get it because it's like when you have your own producer, that's one thing, but then when you got to produce and host, and I'd love to see you being able to engage more, but you're so busy hosting, and the reality is if somebody hasn't had to run one of those live, you got no idea what it takes to keep that thing in the air, and it's like you can't. It's like, yeah.
Dude, we used to run a producer on the Shills, right? The very beginning, I produced it, but then I wanted to be able to follow the conversation more and not have to pay attention to all the other shit, right? And we went through like 4 producers and this and that and the other thing. I'm not, going into anything. I never do drama, so don't even fucking ask. But I ended up producing the show again, and now I can't stomach the thought of handing it off, Nick. You know what I mean?
There is part of. I mean, I'd still rather do it, but there are some advantages to. There's some things where you can react much faster because it's you producing, and if you know you're going to need something, you got it up. But there's still ways to. In my view, better to have a dedicated producer if you can, because but yeah, no, it's not easy.
Yeah. And if you do get a producer, you've got to make them your best friend so that you have a syncopated relationship like a singer and a guitar player in a band from the 70s. It has to be to the point where as you're speaking, they know to hit the gag button because it's fucking coming and whatnot, right?
Y'all
it has
gotta
to
stop
be that
talking
tight.
about West behind his back here. Jesus Christ. This thing's came right. Guy's got producer right there, and it's fucking
West.
there, and it's
Wes, I would, Wes, give us your opinion now on what we've just said, because we're not wrong, are we? Right? You've got to have a one-to-one relationship with the producer as a host, don't you?
Yeah. For each one of my hosts, they all operate a little different, and I have to know which one of them is on air, and the way they do things. You know, there's when they want comments up, what comments put up, all kinds of little things too that don't think about. But yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
and
there's a
what that side is like.
There's a butt ton of work to do as a producer, and people don't get it, right? It's almost hard to follow the goddamn conversation if you're doing your job properly, right?
It is.
Well, the problem is sometimes it's like absolutely boring and there's nothing to do, but that's only when like nobody else is having sound issues, nobody connecting is having their own connection issues, when like everything. And how often does that really happen? Like almost never. But you know, it happens, and then it's sort of like, well, what's the producer doing? Well, nothing. He's sitting back in his chair. But how often does that actually fucking happen? And the reality is, it's like if even one thing goes wrong, the whole show can cascade and just fall into the. And it's you have to change and fix things before it fucking goes wrong, and that's a dedicated job. That's really
damn right,
fucking hard.
Otherwise, you get
yeah. I stopped using OBS really quick because of that shit. I got tired of it quick. There's a lot of things you can do with OBS that I do like, but StreamYard's just so much easier. Push a few buttons to do the same thing.
What's easier on OBS?
No,
StreamYard.
Yeah, everything's easier on StreamYard. There isn't a lot of flexibility, but it's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep quiet now, but I got to go to the bathroom here. I'll be right back, fellow babies. One sec. I'll have you on headphones so I can keep up.
Yeah, I don't mind the headphones as long as he doesn't have to bring his mic with him. I think I'm good.
That little tinkle drip.
Yeah. No, a good
like right over there.
The good producer is yeah. Sorry, no. A good producer is someone, if they're doing their job right, you never know they're there. that's the irony of the whole thing.
It's like the people who work the lights at the concert and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or the balancing levels, and you know, it just sounds so good. You're like, oh wait, someone actually is making this sound good.
Well, John Williams said that about music, right? It's John Williams of all people, and he's just like, no, you should never hear the music. Actually, you should never realize you're listening to music. You're watching the movie. If the music is done right, you know, by the end, you may sit there and say, oh, that was great music, but there was never a time that you sat down and said, you know, I really like this music. That should never happen.
Unless you're a teenager watching The Matrix for the first time in the late 90s. Like, what is this? Oh my God, I've never heard that before.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what server language do you use? Or
me?
Yeah, Nitty.
Right now I work on a headless Next.js React solution. So it's JavaScript stuff that I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to figure out what's going to take to do like server side components with that. And then I have a lot of coworkers that I help with I help them figure out how to integrate what I write into .NET sites or their PHP solutions, or like, hey, your API, it's not doing what we spec for. Can we fix it? And I give them some guidelines on that, or hey, can we move this code around on your Sitefinity solutions so that we get better page speed stuff? Can you help me implement this progressive loading so that and that all requires that I play, get everyone to play on my team, right? It's like, hey, let's do this. And recently we've been trying to have people of the other like code worlds like do code reviews, or at least like pull requests where we pull their code down and say, did this shit work? Right? Did you put something up here that broke everything? And we have to be like, hey, stop it. Or rejected, or request changes is the more polite thing to do. Like, oh, this broke this. Can you like look into why that broke? I'm not accusing you. Maybe there's an oversight here.
This is the thing with the modern software development situation, where you have the multiple teams that go to the managers that then pool the code into one base. And this dude does something, but this chick does something, and this cat does something. And although you, in the end, you get like, the modern games that everybody loves, it must have been a lot easier for like one dude to just sit down and code an old Atari game and go, there you go.
Right? I find that the mid-sized companies that have a relatively small dev team, like between like 12 to 20 individuals with multiple like experiences and disciplines. Mwah.
Yeah, that's more of a community where you can actually always just grab the cat and sit down and blah, blah. And, hey, okay, great. I got an idea. That would work perfect. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Well, right? Now we're mostly remote, but it's still kind of that way. But anymore, like when I worked at a big ass company that had exactly what you're talking about, like the multi-work streams, the crazy ball of twine, code base and shit. Like, what did you guys commit? Holy shit, the site's going down on our other environment. Guys, which team did that?
Yeah.
Oh, those guys?
I mean, literally.
Fuck, you can did it again.
You can have your weekend ruined by half an hour on a Friday afternoon, and you're just like, fuck, I know Monday is going to suck balls.
No, it's not. Well, for big companies, it's not Monday. It's you don't go
it's tomorrow
until this is fixed.
Yeah.
You got to come in tomorrow too. Like I've had that happen on small and big teams where we just like totally, missed something, and it happens to get huger and huger the more we work on it. It's kind of like a person trying to do like update electrical on like an old house where someone like half-assed the original like upgrade, and then they're like ripping up the wall. They're like, the fuck's this doing in here? This cord's like 50 years old. What am I going to do now? It all needs to go.
Yeah. And like, there was a moment that I loved in knowing some software development when Apple brought out the G5 computers, and they brought Theo Gray from Mathematica, Wolfram Research up. And he was talking and blah, blah, and whatnot. And he said, they're like, they were porting the code from the old PowerPC to the Intel. And he was like, it's so easy. Steve just says, you just click this little box and it'll work and blah, blah. And they were doing that bullshit, right? But in the end, he did say, there's a lot of code in Mathematica. There's some that's the most advanced C# widgety shit. There's some that I like wrote in the 70s.
Wow.
Can you imagine what a beast that would be if you had to report an app that had code that old? Right?
Something's up.
Imagine trying to drag Windows 3.1 and DOS 622 into the modern era.
Hey, Windows 3.1 was stable as fuck. So get out of here. It was still a great OS.
No, I agree.
For what it was.
Agree. Yeah.
I played my first computer games on that. Commander Keen.
My last favorite
Tetris.
version of Windows is 2000 to this day. It was the most stable,
Was that XP
fast.
Really?
No, 2000 was the NT kernel, right?
Oh,
but it had the XP front end. Yeah.
That one was really good.
I am that old.
College, and
yeah,
that was cool. But yeah, I installed my first computer games on a 3.1 machine. My dad taught me how to do it, find the file to get it to go, and put it on there, and then I was off and running. Mario teaches typing, bitch. That was like my favorite game ever.
Dude,
Mario's swimming, and he's like, "You gotta type faster. The fish is gonna eat him."
I think the last
bit of software I worked on was. Pardon me for interrupting, but I'll brag a little bit. The last bit of software I worked on was sales design software in the 1980s. I wrote a Spinnaker design program for a sale off.
Cool.
So it's CAD CAM for me. CAD CAM and sewing machines and wearing my knees out. But
wearing your knees out. Has anybody here ever watched people install carpet where they put that thing on the floor and they bash it with their knee to stretch the carpet to the wall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do those people last at that job for more than 5 years without crutches? How?
Well, don't they make those big ass like football player size knee pads with a little cushion inside?
Even still.
Yeah, but you're bent that way the whole time, so
it must be horrific. The first time I ever saw somebody do that, I was like 12 years old when we moved as a family, and I remember thinking that motherfucker has a shitty job. You
spend an awful lot of time on your knees making sales. A lot of time on your knees making sales. No, seriously.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot
laid out
pole.
on the floor. The sales laid out on the floor. You've got a pair of scissors. You've got to cut the thing out. It's like spend a lot of time on your knees when you make sales.
Oh, that's funny.
And it hurts. Sales for sailboats. That's what I do.
Oh wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't joking. SAILS, not SALES. You know.
Yeah. Not sex sale.
Now, I've always wondered about sailboats. I don't really like the water much, to be honest. But with sailboats, there must be like some kind of like back in the day of the fabric sails. Weren't they fabric at one point or something? But
they still are.
What do you do to the
machine I showed you?
That does a sail? So how do you do the weave to make it so strong that no matter, wind gusts and blah, blah, it doesn't just tear like a shirt on a clothing line? It must be some impressive textile shit going on, right? You know what I mean? I'm doing such a poor impersonation, but like fabrics, it must be strong as fuck, right?
There are different fabric constructions that are used. I mean, the whole idea is to try to get as low stretch as you possibly can in the construction of the sail, because if the fabric is stretching, then that's wasted energy. It's not that energy stretching the fabric and not propelling the boat. So sails are made from the evolution has been from cotton duck to woven Dacron to woven Kevlar to woven Spectra to laminated carbon fiber, laminated Kevlar, laminated Spectra, a whole bunch of stuff. So It's
Wow.
over the course of from when I started making sales in the mid 70s to now. There's been a revolution in the fabric design, fabric construction. Most inexpensive sails are still made out of woven Dacron, but the process of construction is
when you start talking about the more advanced materials for the sail, it sounds like the construction of like Formula One race cars and stuff. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah.
Let's see, here's some,
I like that kind of hands-on technology, right? Look at this.
There's fabric, and that's Spectra carbon with lights and mylar sandwich in the middle. There's mylar sandwich in the middle of it. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Right there. Good stuff. Good fun. Good stuff.
Is it really light too?
You want it to be as light as possible and as resistant to stretch as possible.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. But you do spend a lot of time on your knees.
I assume it has to be extraordinarily flexible, nonetheless. I mean, it's like you can't just use, you couldn't use like steel or something like that. I mean, that is.
Yeah. No, actually, when I don't know what they're doing for the America's Cup now, what they will be doing, but when they were racing the catamarans, those were fixed wings. Wings.
Oh,
and
I learn something new every day.
With internal, internal mechanisms to change the twist.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically building a wing that performs well. That performs well in a wide range of conditions. So you've got to be able to change the twist, because if you're going slowly, unlike an airplane wing, the speed of the wind is much higher aloft than it is closer to the water, because on the water there's no velocity to the wind at all, because the wind is basically stopped by the water.
Right.
So it's you have to the shape of the sail has to be able to change depending on the wind conditions.
There's
it's simple but complicated.
Very. Stephanie, do you know the name Adrian Newey? He's a Formula One race car. Adrian Newey. He's a Formula One race car designer. I think he's got the most world championship titles under his belt of any designer. And he kind of got bored with cars in like 2018, and he went off to design America's Cup boats and whatnot.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
And his boats won. And then he went back to Formula One, and now his cars win again. And people were amazed by it, because he could go from cars to boats. But it's all based on computational fluid dynamics, which is way
it is all
right.
CFD. Yeah.
Yeah, and because he's a master of it on the auto racing circuit, he was just like, I could probably do a boat. And he won.
Yeah.
But he's one of those rare few people who seem to be able to see the flow over the wing shape and whatnot and understand it. Like the guys like I don't know, what's one of the wizards from Harry Potter, right? He's one of those guys. It's but I when he went over to the boats and started designing, I was really interested in it. And now you're talking about it, and I was like, holy shit, I get to have this conversation. This is amazing.
There we go.
Nice.
I know.
That's
it looks
the
a little
shit.
bit stupid, but the boat's name is Firefly, and there's the Firefly on the spinnaker there. Like,
That's awesome.
That's
I'm honestly
what I do.
a little.
I make sales for boats like that. I made that.
And nobody decides to go without. I mean, the inks don't affect it, or the effect of an ink for the red or anything like that isn't sufficient to worry about it. No.
No. That's the spinnaker is nylon, and it's just it's just nylon fabric. It's just it's like we call those things chutes because they're like a parachute. But they're
the physics, the sculpting and whatnot that goes into it is so, I think, far beyond the average human that I don't even think they understand. It's not just about sewing something together. It's so much fucking work and brains to get to what you want to make, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, well, what you're doing is you're taking flat fabric and turning it into something with shape, right? It's you're literally making a suit out of the thing. So with conventional, there's different ways of doing it, but with conventional fabrics, you put curve on each panel to basically tell the cloth where the draft should be, and then you put curve on the edge like that's not attached to anything except for the three corners, right? That's just sitting there flying. But the mainsail is attached to the mast, and the mast bends. So you make the curve of the mast. You make the forward edge of the sail match the curve of the mast, sorta, but not quite.
You would if you make
it exactly matching the curve of the mast, then the thing turns.
It wouldn't be good when it's straight.
It'd be flat. It'd be totally flat.
Yeah, you've got to find the happy compromise between straight and curved, and so that you can have maximum performance the whole time. It's the same with the race car in slow turns, fast turns, aerodynamics, downforce, right? Yeah, right.
Well,
I love it. That's the engineering that gets me off. I love it.
It's fun. And it's it's become a lot more scientific. CAD CAM has come a long way. So you can do you can do an awful lot of the modeling on the computer, and cut the fabric out by machine and all of this stuff. But that wasn't the way it was back in the day. Just sort of
slide rules and the whole bit, right? Yeah.
One of these days I'll do a stream about sail making.
Oh, Kitty.
Hey, Kitty.
This is Evie. My daughter.
So, anyways, it just went. Kitty cat. Just went 1:00. I want to thank you all for coming. Anybody want to shill stuff? Want to shill anything? After all,
my channel name.
Skeptic
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do that shill. Let's do that skeptical.
All right.
Shill.
Wow. Yeah, here we go. This is how you shill it, people. So Friday night coming up, 4 p.m. Pacific. We got the 42 show over on At The Shills on YouTube. On Saturday, we've got Ukraine Update with Operator Starsky and random guests, because why not? And then on Sunday, it's kind of ladies' night where Amy and Claire take over the show, and they bring you the uncalled for, and they bring you the news that you should definitely be mad about. And that's our channel. It's called At The Shills. Hope to see you there. Thanks for having me over, Steph. Awesome.
Hey, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it.
I guess I'll go next. On my channel, it can be random fire rants. Mostly my channel's focus is on the culty ass church that I left. So if you want to know more about that, I have a whole playlist of reflections on what it was like for me to be a Christian in that church, the shit we believe, the shit we did to the people who went. It's all sorts of fucked up. Have fun. And then lately, I've been ranting on some apologetic stuff that's been, getting under the skin, of course. And then I took a little political bend today, but saw the correlation between that and Christians who don't want to talk about it, and don't want to tell on the bad ones, right?
Good chat.
So, yeah, and I've been getting the likes, but more importantly, I'm getting dislikes. So I'm getting under somebody's skin. I like it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I kind of do open rooms. I've gotten a little bit away from that, but I will do. So I did a stream a week and a half ago on a philosophical topic, and Michael Granato came on, and we talked about the philosophical idea that the apologist was dealing with, and kind of debunked it a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I try to keep either small rooms or topic relevant rooms. So yeah, you guys are awesome, and thanks so much for having me on. So
hey, right on. Wes, what you got going on with the Skeptic Haven and all of that stuff?
I have no idea who we have coming up, but we have show Wednesday night is on religion. Thursday night is on science with Brady and Sunny. Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Central, we have the Global Atheist Show, which we need Dick on. We need to have him come back on with Starsky.
Wes, I would like you guys to get a hold of Starsky and I for another show coming up as well. So get in touch, man. I put my email in the back chat.
I emailed you a week ago and you haven't answered.
Really? I got it open right now and I don't have any unanswered emails.
Okay.
I just sent you one.
Okay. I'll try it.
I got it. See? Okay.
Well,
it's working. Okay. Sorry. I'll shut up.
I may have the wrong. Yeah, I have the wrong email. That's
You
why.
Canadian, get apologizing.
The last one I'll say is
sorry.
Oh, the next show is the Women Atheist Show, and we got a great new host added to already a bunch of great hosts. Her name's Stephanie. Here,
that's me.
That's you. And we just got it out of a call-in show that's kind of new, which 7:00 Central every Sunday night call-in show with tonight was Phil and Apostasy, and went really well. All of them have. We've had a few with Aaron and some different people. They're going really well, so I'm happy with the new show, and we'll see what the future brings.
Sweet.
All right.
Thank you for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you guys stopped by. It was really, really kind of neat of you having you on this little shit show of mine, and we'll maybe do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Hit me up any old time.
I'd be happy.
I'm Stephanie Helms. I'm a sailmaker, and I do this for fun every now and again. Have these lovely people on, and really appreciate everybody in the chat. And keep on keeping on. Have a great week, everybody. And by the way, a certain ex-president is going to be in the courthouse on Tuesday. That ought to be crazy. That ought to be crazy.
I've never seen a Cheeto in handcuffs. I'm so excited.
I know, right? I don't know. Zip ties? Do you think they'll use zip ties, or they think it'll be more classical?
I don't know.
I want to see. I want to see the zip ties on the wrist, not handcuffs, but dollar store ones that have rough edges, so he whines and complains like a little bitch.
Yes, all of
that. On that happy note, thanks everybody for coming, and I'm gonna end the broadcast and see y'all later. See you in the funny papers.
Good night, fellow babies.
All right.